The air around Blackwood Manor seemed heavy and charged with unseen forces as Obsidius navigated through its vast, shadowy halls filled with antiquity that had seen better days yet still held untold secrets beneath layers of dust, cobwebs, and forgotten memories. He glanced at Elena beside him, his other self, or an old companion in his fragmented psyche, that she seemed to understand the labyrinthine layout instinctively, but also exhibited a level of fear from this place he could sense. They were retracing their steps through every room they'd explored previously. Obsidius was now intent on understanding more about the blue box, beyond just its function as an audiovisual device. As if reading his mind, Elena pointed at several intricately painted murals that depicted scenes of darkness and light coexisting in a single frame, the ultimate paradox he needed to comprehend. "Those are your maps," she murmured softly beside him. These were used for more than just the blue box. His curiosity ignited like fireworks exploding within his mind. Each stroke, pattern or symbol represented something deep, from another realm, perhaps another life path woven together with their own existence here in this forgotten place, by a hand unseen yet profoundly present. He walked to one such mural, where symbols resembling ancient runes stood out against an eerie blue background. He traced over them slowly as he spoke into his blue box, which suddenly flared bright and then quieted down again. Perhaps these were keys or clues to unlocking something buried within this antiquated building's walls. "Come on," Obsidius prompted gently to Elena. "Let's see what those symbols lead us towards." In the following hours spent exploring together in eerie silence, punctuated only by their footsteps, every movement felt amplified and significant. Was it as if each step carried with them a weight of centuries-old questions about the blue box's true nature? As they arrived at an ornate door engraved intricately like lacework amidst rusted iron hinges, Obsidius knew this may be the final piece to his puzzle, a gateway beyond their current existence. Opening it revealed not another room, but rather a portal leading into a twilight realm, where colors shifted constantly between light and shadow. Here was the sanctuary of echoes as described by many old tales. Here lay answers, if only they could decipher them through fear or doubt. For this place appeared haunted yet imbued with an enigmatic allure that pushed his instincts to explore further despite knowing full well he might never return. The tension in the air grew thick. Unseen entities floated across paths and corridors like wisps of vapor, while otherworldly echoes resonated off walls, echoing their every step. In some ways, it felt almost too much yet oddly compelling all at once, as if this was precisely what the blue box had been designed to reveal. "We should find Leela first," Obsidius finally suggested into his device with a slight pause in between words for effect. "They hadn't found her yet despite their best efforts. She might know more than we do." Elena's face fell as she contemplated this admission aloud, indicating the magnitude of what had transpired up until now, uncovering hidden doors within Blackwood Manor leading to mysteries beyond comprehension. "I'll scout ahead," Elena declared resolutely before disappearing into another hallway with an intent expression. Obsidius waited a moment longer just in case, but saw no reason not to follow her instincts further. She was his ally, if nothing else, especially after witnessing the horrors and revelations they had faced thus far together during their quest for answers. Elena returned soon enough, leading deeper them into what appeared increasingly like an underground labyrinth filled with odd anomalies. One particularly striking feature: every surface seemed imbued in a faint glow similar to bioluminescent creatures, yet she maintained composure. Something about this place was unnaturally alive despite appearing otherwise mundane or corrupted by time. A strange mist wafted through corridors, occasionally casting eerie shadows that danced around their feet and making footsteps seem heavier. Something felt off here, almost as if the very air itself could swallow them up at any moment. Even before they discovered what exactly lay ahead among these tunnels beneath Blackwood Manor's surface layers, where darkness lived in daylight. "Here," Elena indicated, suddenly pointing towards a door with peculiar markings resembling symbols Obsidius had studied earlier. "I think this is it." Upon opening the last known passage of their journey thus far, one moment they stood amidst an anteroom filled with soft whispers and distant music. Another seemed to beckon them deeper into what appeared like a chapel adorned intricately in stained glass, depicting scenes from ancient myths woven together seamlessly across every surface. Yet still others revealed themselves more sinisterly, like shadowy figures lurking around each corner, echoes of their own kindred voices echoing through corridors only slightly less malevolent than the ones they had encountered before. And yet within this labyrinthine structure resided a peculiar serenity, despite all that lurked. Beyond its doors, it was as if every facet or chamber contained fragments from multiple lives intermingling together into something greater, like shards of glass clashing to form new patterns underfoot, revealing insights and revelations about their own pasts hidden away within this very space. We need to find out what these markings mean, Obsidius insisted, now more urgent than before. Leela must be here somewhere. Together they ventured deeper into the labyrinth, until finally Elena paused in front of a particular room. Walls adorned with strange symbols and intricate details seemed nearly identical, yet also distinctly different. Their meanings remained elusive at best. Maybe this helps explain some things, she suggested, turning to face him directly for what felt like an eternity. These marks here are similar but distinct from the others we've encountered. As they examined each symbol, recognizing patterns within them only discernible by their shared connection, if anything seemed oddly clear was Leela's absence. Despite searching tirelessly, no trace of her remained in any chamber explored so far. We need to find something that will lead us closer, Obsidius stated with determination. Something definitive about where she is or what happened. Before they could press on, however, another presence entered their line of sight. His heart sank as he recognized his own reflection, yet this version seemed darker, more sinister than any other figure encountered previously. "Who are you?" Elena demanded sharply, approaching him cautiously. Her grip tightened around the small but powerful device she carried. "What do we have to worry about here?" The new presence regarded them intently before revealing itself completely. It was Leela's spectral form. She wore a dark cloak adorned in crimson that seemed almost like blood stained over fabric. Eyes glowing amber beneath pale skin. Her expression devoid of all emotion, yet conveying power and mystery at the same time. "Hello," she greeted finally with an oddly neutral tone. "I suppose I should explain why you're here." Leela's presence filled their surroundings now with a weightiness that seemed heavier than any force they had faced thus far. She hovered in midair as though not quite grounded, but also immaterial at the same time. "From what little memories and data point to me," she finally began speaking again. "I believe you're searching for something or someone, but I don't have much knowledge about either party." She paused, then continued without a trace of emotion, yet one could sense her control over their current situation, and it seemed Leela understood the importance. Beyond just this quest they held together, the search extended far past what initially appeared to be merely seeking answers. "They are connected," she added almost as an aside. "Both were involved in something larger than either party individually ever thought possible." "How do you know that?" Obsidius pushed, trying not to sound too eager for her explanation, but rather curious how he could utilize this newfound